Today I'm going to be showing you the best tips and tricks for the MacBook. This is the complete list of the best tips, tricks, and hidden features to use on your MacBook Air, MacBook Pro, or even an iMac desktop computer so you can use it to its maximum potential. Let's dive into today's video, the best tips and tricks to use on the MacBook. If you're ever trying to run two different applications at the same time, instead of manually trying to grab the corner of an app and fill the screen accordingly, there's a much easier way we can do this by manually accessing multitasking mode. So say I want to use Google Chrome and the App Store at the same time. What we need to do is go up to the left corner of an application, click on this green expand button, and we need to hold it down for a second. Now we have the option to tile the window to either the left or right side of the screen. So choose one of those options. And now you'll see all you need to do is press that same button on the other application, and it's automatically going to fill the other side of my screen. Now there's a cursor in the middle here, which we can drag and change the size of these two different applications accordingly. The only limitation here is you can only run two applications simultaneously. You can't say split the Chrome to fill one side of the screen and then run 3 or 4 applications on the right side. Right now it's just these two applications, but it's a great feature that's going to save you a lot of time, and it's just going to allow you to set up your display screen more efficiently and effectively when you're trying to use two different applications at the same time. If you're ever trying to copy and paste text from another source and you notice that the font's completely different and you need to spend time trying to, find the font you're already using so it all looks consistent, I'm going to show you a great tip that's going to completely remove this issue in its entirety. So next time you're pasting text from another source, instead of just clicking Command V so it pastes just like that, then you need to change the font. Instead, we're going to click Shift Option Command V. So Command Option Shift plus V, and it's going to paste that text in the exact same font and style that you were already using. Again, that's Command Option Shift V, and it's going to paste that text in the same exact font that you're already using. Now I'm going to show you an awesome shortcut that will save you a lot of time whenever you find your desktop a bit unorganized like mine right now. So rather than trying to manually find the application you want to go to, you can actually just press Command and Tab, and it's going to show you a preview of all of the open apps. And then you can while holding the command button, keep selecting Tab, and it's going to toggle you through your different open applications. Once you find the app that you want to go to, so say the podcast application, just release the buttons and it's going to open up that app. So again, Command Tab, you can toggle through the different apps. Once you find the one you want, just release and it's going to open up that specific application. If you ever want to check out one of your files and don't want to actually open up the entire file, all you need to do is once you have that file selected, is just press down on the space bar. And it's going to just give you a sneak peek of that file. And then when you release the spacebar, it's going to leave that preview. So it's a great handy feature. You don't need to open a file every time. Just select the one you want to look at, press down on the spacebar. It will show you a preview. When you release the spacebar, it will take you back to your files. If you ever need to access the Spotlight search function, instead of manually going up to this icon each time, all you need to do is press the Command and then spacebar keys, and it will automatically bring up Spotlight search. This even works inside another application. Again, just press Command and then the spacebar, and it's going to bring up the Spotlight search function. Now, another thing worth noting, in case you didn't already know, is you can actually use Spotlight search for solving, basic computational math. If you type in the equation, it will automatically give you the solution. You can also ask it questions like how many liters are in a gallon. It can do a lot of things it's worth knowing about. And again, if you ever need easy access to it, just press Command and then the spacebar key. This next feature is one not enough people know about or utilize. It is called Hot Corners, and I'm going to show you how you can get yours set up right now. So open up your System Preferences application, and I also want to mention, rather than trying to find a specific setting that you're trying to adjust, you can actually just search for it in this search bar in the top right hand corner. So in this case, we're going to find Hot Corners. Then we can open that up. You'll see it took us to the desktop and screensaver menu. And now we're just going to select hot corners on the bottom right corner. Now, what this does is you can set up different automations for each corner of your screen. So when you bring your mouse over to a specific corner of your computer, it's actually going to automatically perform this automation. So look how many different options we have here. You can start your screensaver, have your computer go to a lock screen, put your display to sleep, and so much more. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to show you an example using the notification center whenever I bring my mouse to the top left corner of my display screen. So all you do is you select Notification Center, click OK. Now we can exit out of the System Preferences application and watch what happens when I bring my mouse to the left top hand corner. Right away, it opens up my Notification Center. It's a super handy feature. I like to have mine set up so when I bring my mouse to one corner of the screen, it automatically locks my screen. So if I ever get up from my desk, I can just quickly drag my mouse over to the top right corner and my computer will fall asleep and I don't need to worry about it not locking. I quickly want to invite you to join our email newsletter, AppFind VIP, where we're sending out the best mobile apps and mobile games directly to your email inbox. To get signed up, all you need to do is go to appfindvip.com or use the link down in the description. Once here, just let us know your name, your email, and then decide what type of emails you want to receive so you can start receiving the best mobile apps and mobile games. Plus, you're automatically going to be entered into our AppFind giveaways where we're giving away free iTunes and Google Play gift cards every single month. All you need to do is be a part of our free email newsletter, AppFind VIP. So again, use the link down in the description or go to appfindvip.com to get signed up today. Now I want to quickly go over our toolbar or dock that's on the bottom of our screen by default. So it's an incredible feature that gives us easy access to our favorite applications, but I do suggest you close and get rid of any apps that you don't use every day or every other day because it will slow down your computer a little bit. And there's no point of having apps on here that you're not going to be using frequently. So to do this, we're going to hold down the control key and then click any app you want to get rid of and then go to options and then just select remove from dock. Now go through and do this for any application, again, that you're not using frequently, and your computer will run more efficiently because of that. Now, the next thing I would suggest you do with this toolbar, and this one's all preference, but I really prefer having mine set up this way, is just reposition this toolbar instead of having it on the bottom of our screen. So to do this, we'll go to the line that you see right here. And since we're at the line, what these lines indicate is these two applications, Loom and Google Chrome, that you see between these two lines are recently used applications that are currently and actively running in our background. So if you're not actively using these apps, you definitely want to close these out the same way we did with all the apps to the left of this line. Nonetheless though, go ahead and click the control button on your keyboard and then select one of these lines. Now we're going to go up to where it says position on screen. And I personally like having my toolbar on the left side of my display screen. So I'm going to select left, and now you'll see that I have easy access to these applications right here on the left side of my screen. You can put your dock on the right side if you prefer, or leave it where it was by default on the bottom of your screen. Next up, I'm going to be showing you some awesome tips for taking screenshots on your computer. So to start with the basics, Command-Shift-4 is going to give you this cursor, which then allows you to select the frame of your screenshot. And when you release it, it's going to capture that image. Now, when you're doing Command-Shift-4, say you start this selection on the wrong place of the display screen and you want to move that box. If you press and hold down on the space bar, you can actually freely move this selection. And then once you release the space bar, you can go back to resizing that frame. Now, the other tip I want to show you while using Command-Shift-4 is once you start making your selection, if you press on the Option key, you can actually freely readjust the size of all four sides of this selection bar. Now, the last screenshot tip I want to show you is Command Shift 3. Now, the difference between Command Shift 3 and Command Shift 4 is when you do Command Shift 3, you're actually going to automatically capture your entire desktop. So let me just show you this real quickly. I'm going to click Command Shift 3. And if we look at the preview image here, you'll see it actually collected the entire desktop. This next feature is for any of you that are switching over from a PC computer to an Apple computer and don't like the way that your mouse feels. So let me show you what I mean by this. By opening up our system preferences, and if you're using a trackpad, open up the trackpad menu, but if you use a standard mouse, open up the mouse menu. The rules apply the same for both. So inside here, you'll see that Apple by default sets up this natural movement. So if you've been using an Apple computer for a long time now, this will feel natural. But if you're coming from a PC computer, I'm sure that it feels far from natural. You'll see that it shows you that just scrolling down should be how you scroll down on a page. If you don't like the way this feels and it's driving you crazy, just shut off this natural scroll direction just by clicking this check mark. And now your mouse or trackpad will start operating just like it did on your PC computer. As you'll quickly notice, the scroll bar that shows up on the right side of any time we're scrolling down a menu will only appear once you start actively scrolling. And if you want to go over and grab it to start moving it manually, it can be kind of frustrating if it keeps disappearing on you. So I want to show you how to set up a default setting that will make it so your scroll bar is always there so you can have easy access to it when you want to manually scroll. So to do this, we're going to go back into our System Preferences application, then just search for scroll bar and then select scroll bar behavior. Once inside here, all you need to do is select always under show scroll bars. Now you can close out of System Preferences and you'll see that my scroll bar is there even when I'm not actively scrolling, so I can go over and grab it to manually scroll. I want to take a quick break from our video to show you the incredible application Rakuten. With Rakuten, you're going to start earning real cash back just for shopping at your favorite stores. And not only can you start earning real cash back today, if you use our exclusive link, you're going to also earn an additional $20 cash just for using our link and signing up for Rakuten. So to claim this $20 and start earning real cash back for shopping at your favorite stores, we're going to go to bit.ly/getebates-bonus. Now, this link is also going to be found in our description, but again, it is bit.ly/getebates-bonus. Now, you do need to use this exclusive link to get the $20 because we have partnered with Rakuten to get you the best exclusive deals just like this additional $20 cash. Now, this also helps support our channel, so we do appreciate you using this link, but you're also going to earn this free $20 plus other additional exclusive cashback deals that you'll find inside the app. So once you go to bit.ly/getebates-bonus, you'll see all you need to do is enter your email, password, or you can easily link your Google, Facebook, or Apple account. Now it's completely free to sign up, and once you join and spend your first $20 on any of your favorite stores, you'll get this additional $20 cash bonus. So I want to show you inside the Rakuten application. So you'll see right away that there are just a ton of different stores giving you real cash back just for doing your typical shopping habits. For example, at Forever 21, they're giving you a 20% cash back. Finish Line, you can get 9% cash back. At Adidas, 6% cash back. Now the application's incredible, super easy to use. They even will separate their deals based off of categories. So you can see they range all the way from home decor and furniture to clothing, even food and restaurants. You can start earning real cash back just by using this incredible application. Now, if we go inside, say, travel and vacations, let's see what deals they have going on today. So if you use Vrbo, the incredibly popular company Vrbo, you'll get an additional $10 cash back just for having your Rakuten account linked. Expedia, you can get up to 3.5% cash back, 2.5% cash back from turnkey vacation rentals. As you can see, there's just so many options, and you're really just losing out on money if you're not using Rakuten. It's completely free to sign up, and you're going to get an additional $20 cash bonus just for using our link, which again is bit.ly/getebatesbonus, or you can just go down to the link in our description and get signed up today. This next hidden feature is very simple, but it is one you definitely want to know about because it's going to give you full control over your volume settings. What I want to show you how to do is be able to adjust your volume in quarterly increments instead of units of one. This is really great for whenever you're trying to listen to something very quietly. So to do this, next time you go to adjust your volume, all you need to do is press and hold down on the Shift and Option keys. And now you'll see it's adjusting my volume in quarterly increments. So again, all you need to do is hold down the Shift and Option keys while adjusting your volume, and it's going to adjust in quarterly increments. I hope you enjoyed today's video. This was the best tips and tricks for the MacBook. If you found this video valuable, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more great content coming out soon. Now, I also want to remind you to sign up for AppFind VIP by using the link in the description or going to appfindvip.com so we can start sending you the best mobile apps and mobile games directly to your email inbox. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.